Fresh food made in-house, all things you want to hear when you go to a restaurant, right? Well, that's exactly what you'll get when you go to the shop. Here with more on the restaurant, events they host, and of course, some of their delicious food is chef and owner Israel Rivera. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the shop. What makes you different than other breakfast, lunch restaurants here in New Mexico?
Mostly the fact that we're not a New Mexican restaurant. We try and do things a little bit different. I mainly just didn't want to do the same thing everybody else was doing. So I grew up cooking and eating like Mexican food, and then I worked for chefs. One chef in particular who was from the South. He was from like Texas. So I learned how to cook Southern food from him, and I fell in love with it. And that's the food that I love, Southern food and Latin American food. So that's really what I wanted to do.
What type of Southern food? What would be your specialty dish?
That's kind of a hard thing to answer. Shrimp and grits is obviously what we're cooking here is one of my favorites. It's something that I've practiced a lot. I really wanted to put it on a menu for a long time, and now I get to. So that's probably one of my specialties.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard of shrimp and grits.
A lot of people tell me that, but then the people who know about it get really excited, like, oh, you serve shrimp and grits? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, that's awesome. Blah, blah. I haven't had it since I was in North Carolina or whatever, wherever they're from. So the people who know about it, like, get really excited for it.
And how neat is it that you're able to bring this type of cooking to New Mexico? Like you said, there really aren't a lot of restaurants like that here.
Yeah, and then that's like, that was one of the main reasons I wanted to do it, because I know that there wasn't a lot of people here doing that. And like I said, I just didn't want to do the same thing everybody else is doing. I wanted to stick to what I know, and I wanted to make something a little bit different.
Absolutely. And that's what we're doing this morning. Yeah. Shrimp and grits. That's what you're making this morning.
That's what I'm making.
So how are you doing this? Let's say you already have the grits going, right?
Yeah, so I have grits already made here, and all it is was just like stone ground corn grits with some water. It's super easy. Bring it up. It takes like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then all I did was finish it with mascarpone cheese, fresh cracked black pepper, and some salt. It's super easy.
Wow.
I like the flavor of the grits to stick out. And here we just have some bacon lardones. Lardone is just the cut of the bacon. It's just like little strips.
Okay.
I'm rendering out the fat right now.
Ooh, you're bringing fancy words this morning.
We're going to actually cook the shrimp in the bacon, and then we'll finish it with some spinach that we get from a farm in the valley.
That's interesting, having shrimp with bacon.
Yeah, and that's not super classic, but I feel like, what's breakfast without bacon?
Right? There you go. I agree with you on that. I do love bacon. You know, I don't know, what is your take on putting bacon on ice cream and stuff like that? That's like the new trend.
That's a little too much for me.
A little too much bacon?
I mean,
I
people
agree.
People are gonna do what they want to do.
I absolutely agree. Okay, so you're throwing the shrimp in here now.
I'm throwing the shrimp in here.
What does it do to the flavor of the shrimp when you're adding the bacon with it?
The thing about bacon is people will be like, oh, it makes everything taste like bacon, but bacon is a smoked pork product, so it gives kind of a smoky flavor to anything that you put it in with. And you can kind of control the flavor of it by how much bacon you put in. So I didn't put like a whole lot in. And these shrimp are actually really good. They're a little sweet, which is kind of weird. They're actually wild caught in Argentina, so they're really high quality shrimp. And I don't want to cover that up with too much bacon flavor, but the smokiness is nice.
Okay, and customers, do they really like this dish? I mean, the people that don't even know about it when they try it.
Yeah, people are like freaked out kind of about it at first. But you suggest it to them, they're like, this is kind of one of the popular things, and they get it, and they're like, oh, I'm going to get that every time. And then it's hard to get them to order something else when they come in next time.
That's true.
Like, I'm going to get the shrimp and grits. Like, dude, I have this whole menu, try something else.
Yeah, come on, try something else. So what else did you bring here? Because these are also on your menu, correct?
Yeah, so our pastries aren't on the menu. We change them up almost every day with whatever we feel like doing. Okay. That was like another thing I wanted to do. I just wanted to cook whatever I wanted to cook.
Yeah.
So those are blue corn and pinon scones. And then this is on the menu. This is granola and yogurt with honey that comes from Taos, the granola we make in-house, and then some bananas.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Yeah, so that's probably one of our big sellers too. It's super easy, super fast.
I wish you guys could smell this because it smells absolutely delicious. You guys are located where?
We're located in Nob Hill, just east of the university.
Okay.
There's a shopping center, it's called the Triangle, where Monte Vista, Girard, and Central meet.
Okay. And you guys have been open for what, a year you mentioned?
A year.
And business has really started picking up lately.
It has. It was like the day after we hit our year mark, it was just busy.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's awesome. I wasn't expecting it, but I was like, oh, this is cool. But
yeah. Do you think people are just kind of getting used to the idea of having something different out there?
I think it is. A lot of people were like afraid to try us at first because they just didn't know like what we were doing. I have a few weird things on the menu. And then there's a lot of people too that won't try a place until it's open for a year.
Yeah.
Like I've read the things like on the internet and like on Yelp and stuff, they're like, I'll give it a try once it's open after a year.
Well, you know,
I
the
didn't know that was a thing.
best advertisement is word of mouth.
Yeah.
So once they start loving your food, of course, their friends are going to start coming in as well.
And the weird thing was, like, we advertised in the Alibi and a few other places, like, when we were first opening. And then I just stopped advertising. I was like, well, let's try it without it. And then we got busier. As soon as I stopped, we got busier. Like, I don't know how it works.
Let's talk about your pop-up dinners real fast. We're about 30 seconds left here.
Okay. So a pop-up dinner is you basically just you take over another kitchen is how it works. I've done a few out in LA, and that's where I got the idea from. So a chef goes in, takes over a restaurant, and does his own menu for a night, a week, 2 weeks, however long it is. And it's that menu for that long, and that's it. You never do it again. It's something like super exciting to do, something you don't get to do all the time. And it's just super fun. It's super fun for me to be able to offer food that I can't really do for breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
So that's where I can actually like be a chef. And
So do people request it, or how does it work?
we take reservations at the shop. If you come in and just give us your name or give us a call, you could also follow our Facebook, and that's where I announce where all the pop-ups are going to be. We're going to have one at the end of March, actually, March 29th.
And how can they look up your Facebook page? Is it just under the shop?
Yeah, it's just under the shop, breakfast and lunch. Yeah, facebook.com.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Now this smells delicious. It looks delicious as well. Really fast because we're running out of time.
Okay.
Where can they find you?
Yeah, just in Nob Hill, right there on the corner of Monte Vista Girard and Central. And we're just east of the university. We're in the same like building complex as Amore Pizza, so we share like a little neighboring community there.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
this
you.
morning. You bet. If you want more information, of course, you can look them up on Facebook. It's under The Shop. We'll be right back. Stay there.